Trailers, there's always more. Star Wars this time. First trailer has come out for The Acolyte, which partially annoys me because I've got a lot of other stuff I need to do today. Plus, I already released a video in the break room earlier today, and I don't like releasing more than one video in a day, but trailers sometimes cause that to happen to me. But the other thing is that the fact that the trailer's been announced is a late arriving vindication of the fact that I had to clarify in shorts on the main channel that no, The Acolyte was not canceled, as according to some very unpleasant culture war people. So it's nice to be vindicated, like, no, it wasn't canceled. And I knew that. And also, we finally got confirmation that Abigail Thorne is in this. We knew that before. I, again, talked about that in a short on the main channel. But she wasn't allowed to say until now that the trailer's out. Not that I'm expecting her to see, not order of words. Not that I'm expecting to see her in the trailer. I don't know how large her part is. But we'll take a look at this. Now, I don't know much about The Acolyte, aside from the fact that it takes place 100 years before any of the Star Wars films that we've seen up to this point. My big question is, will that matter? Because one of the many criticisms I've always had of Star Wars Expanded Universe stuff is that different eras seem to be completely interchangeable. Whether it is set during the same time as the movies that we know, before, after, 50 years, 100, 1,000, there's still spaceships and there's still lightsabers. So what's the frickin' difference? I will be curious to see if there is actually going to be a tangible difference in this case, because most of those things that I just mentioned were very much in the original Expanded Universe, now referred to as Legends, and it's technically non-canon, so they could establish that like 100 years ago it was actually substantially different, rather than just the fact that the government was a republic. I don't know. We'll see. The name The Acolyte to me says this is going to lean into Jedi Sith stuff, which, if there's one aspect of Star Wars that I am incredibly bored with at this point, it is Jedi and Sith stuff. And I know for some people, like, that's the whole point. Like, not for me. Like, I've grown up on Star Wars. When I was a little kid, when I imagined playing Star Wars, I was piloting an X-Wing. And like, not to say that I never imagined swinging a lightsaber, but it wasn't my first go-to. Like, the lightsabers and the Jedi and the Sith, they're fine, but like, I'm tired of them. But anyways, let's actually take a look at this thing, shall we? Now that I've given you a sense of what my opinion might end up being. All right, here we go.
Close your eyes. Your eyes can deceive you.
So we're going right in with the Jedi stuff. Cool.
You must not trust them.
Younglings and all that. Ooh, I like the purple.
Tell me what comes into your mind.
Yeah, that looks the same. 100 years before. That looks like the prequels.
Balance. I see fire.
Oh. Is that Carrie-Anne Moss? Okay, that's also more interesting. Watching a Jedi fight without a lightsaber, which is what they should have had Yoda do.
Someone is killing Jedi. It doesn't make sense.
What happened?
I sensed darkness.
Yeah, there's functionally no difference with it being set 100 years ago. It just, all that means is we're not dealing with the Empire. That's all it means.
This isn't about good or bad. This is about power and who is allowed to use it.
That's a very Sith way of
What
thinking.
is that?
And there it is. Okay. 2-episode premiere. Disney, will you stop that? Seriously, I'm so over the 2-episode premiere thing. I let you get away with it with Andor because they did at least like out of those 9 episodes, each 3 was like a little mini arc. So like I kind of let that one slide. But God, that ticks me off. Am I going to jump on this? Unlikely. Again, speaking personally, I'm just very tired. I am very tired of Jedi and Sith. And the thing is, like, if you're not tired of Jedi and Sith, there's stuff here to like, for sure. Like I said, seeing a Jedi fight without a lightsaber, that's just cool. I'm in favor of that. The building up of what looks like only one Sith warrior against a whole bunch of Jedi who don't know what they're up against. I mean, that fundamentally, at least in my mind, should be the core advantage that in a fight that the Sith have over the Jedi. Because, the Jedi are known. Like, they're out and about in the world. You can study them. You can watch them. The Sith operate in secret. And Jedi might learn about the Sith. They might, be taught things about the Sith. They're not going to have, not very many of them are going to have any actual experience in dealing with them, in what they're capable of, in combating it and counteracting it. So, like, there are interesting ways to go at it, to have a single Sith take on a whole bunch of Jedi just because they don't know how to deal with what a Sith does. Is that what the show's going to go for? I don't know. Maybe. And again, like, if I wasn't completely tired of Jedi and Sith, that's not bad angles to come at it from. The few actors that I recognized in the course of the one trailer that I'm not taking the time to go back and go through frame by frame, so I'm sure a whole bunch of people will mention, oh, you didn't notice this actor? Like, no, I didn't. I noticed Carrie-Anne Moss. I like Carrie-Anne Moss. And as a Jedi, yeah, actually, that suits her. That feels like it fits, for sure, what her sort of skill set is. She's very good at stoic and like looking at her and feeling like there's a lot going on behind the eyes and like a lot of thoughts going on. Like, that, she'll be good for Jedi, definitely. But I don't know. Maybe if there's another trailer down the line, more laying out potential story. I don't know. Like, here's the other thing about the 2-episode premiere, Disney. It actually makes me, and this is me personally, possibly literally no one else, but it makes me less likely to even check it out in the first place, because now it's gone from, oh, well, I'll take 50 minutes to an hour to check out this new show that's out and see if maybe it's something I want to keep watching. Now it's, oh, take 2 hours out of your day. Unless it's something that I'm already really hyped for, you're making it less likely that I'm going to make that initial investment. I know the idea is like, oh, we're going to hook you on multiple episodes so you really get excited. I'm like, you're demanding more of my time. And maybe this is just a professional reviewer, commentator, video essayist, whatever the hell it is I am, problem. And maybe not a problem for the average viewer, but, demanding 2 hours of my time as an initial investment. I know people would be like, oh, you could just watch the first episode. Like, you release 2 episodes. That to me says I should be watching both episodes at time of release. And maybe that's just the way my brain works, and maybe I'm the problem. I don't know. Will I check this thing out? It's not impossible. It's unlikely. There aren't a lot of Star Wars things that have done much for me in a while. Andor was the last thing, and I am excited for the second season of Andor. But other than that, even the stuff that I powered through, I didn't like. Other stuff just is fine, but it didn't do a lot for me, or it just related to other stuff that I don't know about, and so I don't really care. So I'm just, and then like my issues with the first season of Star Wars Visions, I haven't looked at the second, was that it was just all Sith and Jedi from start to finish. And I'm like, there's so much more to this freaking universe than Sith and Jedi. Oh, well, what are you going to do? Again, I don't think it's a bad trailer. I think for what it's selling, it's a decent one. I'm not sold, but then again, I was disinclined to be sold on this in the first place. So why did I even watch it? Well, because I was curious. There we go. That's the only reason. Why did you watch me? I don't know, presumably because you were curious too. Or at least you were curious about how I would react when my curiosity got the better of me to take a look at this thing. Or you have no idea who I am and I just got the benefit of the algorithm because this is a recently released trailer. In which case, hi, I hope I didn't completely put you off. That happens sometimes. I'm not always this negative, but I'm I'm a mildly cynical person in my 40s. It happens. Anyways, thank you for watching. Whatever your thoughts are, drop something down in the comments. Let's talk about it. Patreon pays the bills. Enables me to do this as my living, even if you can't help me out that way. Like, share, subscribe. They all help. But don't worry too much about it. We take a relaxed attitude around here, so you can just come on back next time you need a break. Time for me to thank my highest supporting patrons: Robin Moore, Zubin Lutfula, Goddess Elida, Oliver B, Turok, The Thing That Goes Doink in the Anime, Ruth, Solitary Pictures, Ulrich Bogdan, Loki Eris. That was a new one, that's why I paused. Melinda Walters, Jen, Auntie Kate 808, Becky Sparks, Fernabi Likes the Poodle, Robin Powell, Twisted Wishes, Tracy Scrabbit, Angry Casperl, Dave Hall, Quite Bearish, Rosalind Bennett, Pau Barabajoggle, and Marigi. if you want to support me as well and help keep these little buggers fed, check out my Patreon. Thanks so much.